Welcome back. Hercules, 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 Hercules. All right, we're on now, you guys. We're on. I'll probably put that for all you guys if you're tuning in, making sure to put that in the comment section. So y'all don't be like, what is going on in the first half of the video? Okay, let's go to these comments right now. Video begins at 51 seconds. All right. And then today we're also going to be talking about our healthy hair and for alopecia, our alopecia hair growth blueprint. This will be purchased at our ebooks sections on our link tree. So I'm going to put all this information right here. All right, honey, child, the price done went down. Ain't God good? Hallelujah. Okay. So now we're going to be doing it. It's only $9. Okay. Child, if you ain't got $9, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So y'all better start playing, doing Uber or something. Y'all better start playing out here in these streets. All right. So today we're going to be talking about CCCA, and this is a very, very popular form of alopecia. And a lot of people call this hot comb alopecia, and a lot of African American women suffer from this form of alopecia. And we're going to, and typically with this form of alopecia, it looks different on different individuals. And sometimes people can associate this with alopecia areata, but the CCCA, it typically starts in the middle, like in this type of crown area within this section. And some people believe that it has a lot to do with the tissues become inflamed through the constant. That's why they call it the hot comb alopecia. Constant usage of silk press combs, grease. Some of us, child, that hair be fried, dyed, and blow dried laying to the side. How many of you guys remember those gorgeous 90s looks? Girl, them daggone hairstylists put like a half a gallon of black gel on your scalp. Girl, then they had the nerve to put beeswax in there to get their edges laying down right. Then they're going to put the mousse on top of that. Then they're going to add some rubber bands. Child, it's like 5 layers of confusion. Okay? So with all that being said, it's just showing you that, and other cultures, because I worked in different types of salons, especially multicultural salons, they do not use the same amount of product as African Americans typically are using, especially the quantity and the amount, because it's like to get our hair in these specific styles, it requires an excess amount of products. Okay, and a lot of times heat and chemicals. So these are just things to be mindful of. That's why a lot of people have developed this type of condition from overusage of relaxers. And a lot of people who've been wearing relaxers for a long time start to notice that they have excessive. It's like the hair is starting to thin out right in the center. And some people even have different type of attributes with this type of alopecia, like they may develop a burning scalp sensation. That's another telltale sign that this form of alopecia that you could be possibly dealing with CCCA. So the thing also, and a lot of people who have alopecia, they have multiple types of alopecia. So it's very rare that somebody only has one form of alopecia. Child, you can have traction alopecia, androgenetic or female pattern baldness, and then the CCCA alopecia. That's why, if you have any children, try to advocate for them to avoid using excess curling irons. Putting all the, back in the day, I mean, they were like putting all that gel, that grease right on the scalp. Okay, getting that Murray's grease. Then got the nerve to get a hot comb, sizzling it. Then got the daggone pump it up spray. So, we have to really, really make sure we don't do that on our own hair. If you want to do all that, it might be best to purchase a hair system or a wig. Abuse the wig. Don't abuse your hair, okay? So we're going to talk about briefly what are some of the main contributors to the CCCA. So we already highlighted one thing was that improper usage of products and excessive usage of chemicals and different type of heating appliances that are getting too close to the scalp. Okay. Also, this condition is made worse and it is brought on through inflammation at the scalp. Okay. And that is why the weed doctor is coming out with her book. Okay. Eat healthy, be happy, nutritional health Bible. Okay. It's coming out very soon. We're now just working on the cover and finalizing the last edits, baby. And it's a lot of work to do a book. Okay. But in that book, we're going to be doing high detailed information, on how to eat a healthy lifestyle in an easy manner. Now, if you want the quick version and you don't want to read, because child, my book will be almost 300 pages. Okay. So if reading is not fundamental for you, now we are going to get an Audible. That's the plan to get the Audible out as well. So for all those who don't feel like reading and looking at that text, you're going to get the Audible. But in addition to that, if you look at the comment section on our link tree / at main attractions, go to our ebook section and you're going to find that health. We have a health. Not only do we have the healthy scalp blueprint, and that child, that is like a daggone trichology lesson in its own. Okay, we talk about all the different forms of alopecia, what causes these daggone alopecia forms, and just different tips so that you can prevent the excessive hair loss. And then also we have the health PDF download. That is another ebook. So I believe, and I think there's a video attached to that as well, and that is only $7. That is just a brief summation of what health can do for you and your skin and hair. So a lot of people just don't realize how much these things are all, combined together and how it affects your body on the outside. Okay. You are what you eat. You are what you eat. So make sure to purchase those items. That is going to be on our link tree. All right. So, as we said already, these conditions are made worsen through inflammation. And baby, guess what? Inflammation, child. I'm about to get like Pinky up in here. Guess what? Inflammation. And I didn't even know that this man was from Southeast, like he's from DC, probably a couple of years back. But so with all that being said, we're going to address what are the main contributors to the inflammation. Okay, number one, inflammation is coming from inside of the body. Okay, and then it's coming out. And the inflammation is beginning by some of the different type of things that we expose. So any type of environmental stressors, endotoxins and also exotoxins. As far as the environmental stressors, those are things like we're breathing in. That's why the weed doctor try to have a very holistic approach to her lifestyle. I don't do all those chemical nails, long nails anymore. Don't do the excessive eyelashes. I don't, because I already am dealing with the allergy sufferer from environmental sinuses and things like that year round. So I don't do that. Also, just as far as environmental, you could be living at a place where they're doing a lot of construction. You could be living close to a highway. All of these things are contributors. Maybe somebody, girl, you like to douse up that bleach. I've been watching on YouTube how they got people, honey. They are mixing that daggone fabuloso, mixing the bleach, Kool-Aid, all in them one. Okay. And so, but people don't realize you are inhaling all of that in. And so they have other alternatives for cleaning products, baking soda, apple cider vinegar. You can also implement different things like thyme, peppermint oil, tea tree oil, orange, just different type of essential oils that you can add to your cleansing products, peroxide, things like that, so that you are not harming yourself and breathing in all these harsh chemicals. Because for some individuals, it can cause inflammation within their body, and it can just contribute to more health problems. Okay, so the toxins, the that's just from the outside. Now, the next thing that is a big one is the food. And that's what we talk about in the book that's coming out, and also look at the link tree for our health, our mini health type of seminar. And so with some of the foods, girls, some of these foods, they have an excessive amount of these different type of antibiotics. Okay, these hormones. Have you seen online? How many of you guys didn't know that they are now applying bleach? Okay, bleach to your chicken to make it look so white. Also, they are now injecting your child. They are pumping it up like a breast pump. Okay, I saw it on Instagram the other day. So pretty much they are getting like in the device, and baby, they are plumping up these daggone chickens and doing God knows what. Also, that's why it's best to do pasture and organic or green. What is it called? Grass fed, because when you're the animals eating all these highly inflammatory foods, it then begins to affect you as well. So that's why a lot of people say it doesn't matter if you do non-organic or organic or not. It does. It makes a huge difference. It lowers your toxicity load. It stops you. Because a lot of people don't realize too. A lot of different antibiotics, medications, and things like that. It weakens your immune system as well. And adds additional burdens onto your body, and can also increase your inflammation, especially if you are somebody that is prone. Now, for everybody, what may hurt me or bother me, it may not hurt another individual. So that's why we do the muscle testing here with the Weed Doctors Apothecary. I am able to offer a variety of tests. The IgA test, that would be great. We talked about that last week. The alopecia areata, if you have these circle coins in your scalp, then I would suggest that you would do that. Also, there's the acids test. So you may be somebody, you may have to have a very alkaline diet. You may not be able to indulge with fried chicken, all of these, fructose corn syrups, all of these excessive breads and things like that. So, this is how you're going to be able to get these conditions under wraps. Also, you'll be able to lose weight naturally. A lot of people are trying to figure out how to lose weight. You don't have to necessarily work out like you are the over, what is it called, the weekend gym warrior. Okay, maybe all you got to do is follow some of the things that Weave Doctor's talking about in her book, and on her seminar, on my seminar, download on the link tree at Main Attractions, and you're going to be able to find out these different types of things. All right. So let's go back to our list. Okay, we talked about the food, toxins in the food, toxins in the air. Also, stress. Toxins in the air. They have those people in California breathing in all those carbon. Is it dioxide, carbon monoxide, different. That whatever those gases that are left over after you breathe in all of that fire. All that combustion. So I'm telling you, that's why it's important to detox. Doing the green leafy vegetables, very alkalizing to the body. All right, so these are some things to look into. Also, stress. Stress is another big thing. If you are stressing yourself out, if you are not setting boundaries in your life on a daily basis, if you are constantly, just saying yes, 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 yes to everyone, this is another huge contributor to adding excess pressure on the body. Also, it creates a hormone of cortisol. A lot of us have cortisol dysregulation. I was actually a sufferer of this. That's why the Weave Doctor has been working on her, fun and enjoyment. So some people, they were like, oh, girl, every time I see you, you going somewhere, you're trying to do something. Yes, because I am trying to balance my stress load. I am trying to live my life and not only do all of this type of work with no play is not good. And I was one of those people that had was dealing with some type of cortisol imbalance, and this can happen from years and years of being like in exhaustion state or and being in alarm state, stress state. And I believe it's Hans Cilion or Cilier that talks about the different levels of stress and some of the different characteristics. So that's something that you might want to look into if you want to find out more about that. I had talked about it years ago. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. That's a very important thing. And so pretty much as you get to the more exhaustion stages of stress, your body is unable to keep up with the demand of stress. And so then your body is not able to produce the right amount of cortisol. Your hormones start to get thrown off. Probably can have a lower amount of progesterone. Maybe your testosterone is low, your estrogen is off. All of these things are affected, even your sleep patterns. Okay. That's why it is good to go to bed at a reasonable hour. Really, I suggest about 10:30, 11:30, even though I can sometimes have not been doing it, especially I've been watching that daggone Oval, that The Oval by the Tyler Perry. Child, all type of debauchery. I can't even, child, it's just keeping my mind glued to the screen. But I'm going to have to keep my eyes on the prize so that I can continue to work on my stress load as well. So, and I was told by my chiropractor, make sure to do things. I forgot how many days he told me to do it, 10 things out of the week that you really enjoy. And maybe it's not you actually going to 10 different locations out the week, but maybe it's just different things that make you happy. Maybe a special meal, talking to a special person, maybe getting a massage, maybe doing yoga, doing a dance class. Some of these dance classes is very affordable too, okay? They got a lot of recreational centers that is out there where you can go and participate in some of these things, reduce stress, meet others in your area, okay? And they've already have a lot of studies that show as you communicate with others, that helps, especially if anybody is dealing with depression, it helps to build other different, I believe, the synapses in your brain and connections, and it helps managing depression. All right. So don't just be sitting up in that house stressed all the time, dealing with your crazy spouse or your kids. Maybe they may not be giving you stress per se, but it's just good to do things that make you feel good that do not involve eating. Okay. Because that is what we're, a lot of problems people run into because they have nothing else to do. They just sit back, eating and watching TV all day long. All right. The next thing, now, this is another thing that adds inflammation in the body. Excuse me. And that is the salt, the man made salt and these processed ingredients. So this salt is, triggering a lot of inflammation. It's called low grade inflammation over a long period of time. It even happened to me recently because the weed doctor, I was told that my sodium was low. And so I was trying to compensate for that. So I started eating out about anywhere from 3 to 4 times out the week. And I'm talking about the weed doctor can get a rub on, okay? I can eat like a man. Honey, I can eat, I can go in. So I was eating up all this food. Then, lo and behold, guess what started happening? I started to develop like a spot, like small dermatitis spots on this one area of my ankle. Started dealing with gout, swelling of different type of knee joints and things like that. So this eating out is really not all what it's cracked up to be. It causes low grade inflammation over a long period of time. And if you choose to, succumb to, not trying to plan out your meals, you're going to be affected. And for some individuals, now for me, it seemed like it was affecting my joints. Definitely the joints, especially like on a lower portion of my body. While for others that are dealing with the CCCA alopecia, it can, it's you obviously for some reason your body is chosen to attack that tissue and to bring the cytokines and all that other stuff to that specific area, to trying to heal it. But while it's doing that, it's destroying the tissue and it's causing, the swelling, the redness. And that's what a lot of the inflammation is, maybe feeling warm, swelling. And that's why, we got to make sure that we remove these things out of the diet. So you guys make sure that you watch out for that sodium. And another thing, as I know we didn't address it earlier, but like not just with the sodium, but with the man-made salts from these processed foods, also from the wheat, that gluten is a very, very major contributor to inflammation because what it does, it breaks down the gut wall. And this is the barrier that protects you, for any type of pathogens, infections, allergies, and anything like that. So when you don't have these things working properly, you begin to break down your immune system. So next time that you're going out to eat, or somebody is always trying to get you to eat fast food, you can just ask yourself, is it worth destroying my immune system? We got to just ask ourselves that and causing excess inflammation and chaos in my life. Okay. Last but not least, medication and also jabs and things like that. Those things also can cause inflammation within the body. Okay, so we got to be very mindful of that. Work with our doctors and things like that so that you can monitor these current conditions and it's not getting worse. All right, child. Now the weed doctor gonna go to her mini commercial. Let's see if we can find it up in here. This daggone with this daggone technology, child. They got so many things up out here today. We're trying to get to that section, because we have. All right, here goes the media. We're gonna do our quick little hair growth video for those. See, these are some of our clients, just so you can see who have used our hair growth products. And to regrow your hair back? Do you want to find tips on what is causing your hair loss? Make sure to book with the DMV Weave Doctor, a certified trichologist and holistic practitioner and cosmetologist. Book now. Are you looking to regrow? So then those are just some of the before and afters. And not everyone has to have alopecia for that. That's why we have the hair and scalp blueprint. Make sure to look at the link below at linktree.com/main attractions. We have our ebooks there so that you can purchase these things. And it simplifies everything, especially for those who are looking for just very, just very basic information. They ain't trying to read no 50-page dissertation. Okay. All right. So now that is pretty much most of the things that we are talking about today. And I think we already hit on this, that with this CCCA, what happens is that these follicles can once they get scarred or once the follicles are not functioning properly, it also can spread, you know. And a lot of dermatologists, there are some very, very small amount of dermatologists that believe that you can minimize some of the scarring of the follicles, by different procedures. However, the vast majority believes that once this condition has received this amount of inflammation, it's almost hard to reverse it, or almost, and some people would say, impossible. So, when you're dealing with this, you do not wait until it gets so shiny and bald, just like this individual right here, because it doesn't start off like this. Sometimes it's maybe starting off more, like this individual right here. It can start off very, Lord, they won't even show. Why y'all hating on me? So, anyways, I don't know if y'all can see that, but you know how it's just a small circular area. So, and as we're learning, this type of condition, and this is very similar to the alopecia areata. Baby, this thing is like a cancer or some type of, infectious disease. Once you don't treat it and you just keep letting it go and go and go, it starts to affect the other follicles that are within that area, and it just spreads all over. So this is something we got to take care of, especially with this form CCCA, is because the probability of the hair regrowth is greatly reduced. Now we have some individuals, they can still grow in, they can get some or a great good amount of growth. Excuse me. But ultimately, they still may have to wear different type of prostheses that are combined with their own hair. So some people they may want to integrate with some of these afros and different styles like that. But it's just make sure that you do not wait to the last moment. Work with a trichologist and a dermatologist. A lot of times, if they catch it in the beginning stages, even though I do not like those shots in the scalp, there are some clients that I've heard that if it's caught when they do the shots in the earlier phases, that they see more results as opposed to wait to the latter, waiting 5, 10, and 15 years after the fact. Okay. So make sure you guys, just to wrap up everything, you are what you eat. The inflammation on your scalp is coming from the things that you digest internally on a regular basis, the things that you're breathing in, the medications that you're taking. You're trying to save that extra $2 or $3 to avoid getting processed food. I mean, to avoid getting organic food, you want to save some money, but then you're paying and fitting the bill anyway, and then also you're taking a hit on your actual self-esteem as well, because then also you're not able to show your own hair as often as you would like or at all. So make sure that you follow these different things. If you want to book your nutrition hair analysis, we do the hair tissue mineral analysis. And I believe you can book for that also on our Per Version Main website, where we have a lot of different options. And pretty much with that, we're able to look at a lot of things. We can look at to see if your body's dealing with a lot of inflammation. So if you just want to confirm things, you can also get this hair tissue analysis as well. All right, honey childs and gents, the weed doctor is getting tired. We hope that you had a fabulous weekend, and we're going to see you next time. Bye now.